Alright, I know it's getting late. I'm just gonna read one more poem for y'all. Okay. So this is about where I come from. The golf course erupts from the center of this meadow like a gaping exit wound stained in emerald technicolor. This grass, warped in laboratories and injected with synthetic fertilizers every morning, so often that these treatments come each dawn like an addict's needle until all of this seems too green to be alive. We live like a lie to Mother Nature, flawlessly artificial and perfect in our dishonesty. Every morning we rise to the ruby horizon, locked behind the square prisons of backyard windows. Like a scarlet butterfly in a child's jar, we learn this early, that this is ours. The earth strangling under the asphalt of airport runways and private roads that crisscross the valley like a net thrown across the landscape. Foundations of metal, stamping the heartbeat of this meadow level until the ground resembles a flat line. So we name our communities Distraction. Call them Old Greenwood, Lahontan, Juniper Hills, then emboss them in bronze on front gates, forgetting how these placards look more like tombstones. Remember the walls. These gates around on and through us, so familiar that we begin to call them home, forgetting that they were built by hands a little too dark, a little too savage to be worthy to ever call these homes home. We label these neighborhoods gated communities as if borders ever united people. Remember the trees we cut from the earth like arteries, the saplings we planted to replace them. How they grew so close together that they choked for the sky like shacks in a slum. Living never seemed to look beautiful under our hands. And I remember the man standing on street corners praying for work, for any shit job that would mean a tomorrow. Their breath floating up into the morning cold like the shapes of native goddesses reaching hands into air to remind me how my house looked like the American dream. I remember the silence on a crowded train, on a city street, the way it felt like apartheid, the spaces between our souls measured in acres and miles on the blueprints for this humanity, where every jet fuel exhaust line that cuts across the sky feels like the memory of a scar. Every ski resort combing through the forest like a napalm caress. Every high-rise a twisted fist of rebar and concrete, an Olympus throne from which to rule, building skyscrapers so high that we may look down upon the world as gods, forgetting that we can't touch one another through a window. That some evenings skyscrapers block city sunsets like jail bars. That sometimes when we build borders, it's to keep things in. So when I bare my heart like an offering of a new day, the sun rising blood red behind the silhouette of an aspen tree, spidery branches forming darkened arteries against this crimson sky, clouds like alveoli swelling with each perfect breath of this land awakening, I find it hard to tell you that this place is alive. And when the snow falls over the landscape like a whisper, it does not change anything. These communities, still cold and silent like the surface of the moon, there is nothing farther from earth than this. And I tell you, this place is dying. Thank you.